really slippery out here this morning. We got some icy conditions in the yard here, so I'm going to hang the chainsaw on the tractor, and away we'll go. Like that, and it rides pretty good. Then we'll start up the tractor, let it warm up a little bit, and we'll get started. Really slippery. Alright, I'm out in the woodlot now. Takes me about maybe 5 minutes to get over here from the house. I picked out that tree that I was telling you about earlier. If I can show it to you from here. It's a big old ash tree, and I'm going to go out and take a look at it and see where it's going to fall, or where I'm going to try to get it to fall. And I'll get set up and we'll cut it down. Alright, we're at the tree. And you can see it there. It's a big tree. And you can see how high up it is. The very top of the tree, a lot of the branches are dead on it. It's dying. But this is the real first close-up I've got at looking at the tree. And you can see, I'll walk over here a little bit. And you can see that rotten spot. The center of this tree has all died. So that's why the tree itself is dying, because that rotten spot in the middle of it. So this is a good one to take out. It's got a lot of wood in it, so it'll be a good tree for me. So we'll get ready to cut her down. Okay, the first thing we're going to do before we cut this tree down is we're going to do a little pre-planting. Come out and look at the tree. Ideally, I'd like it to fall that way, but just because of the way it's leaning, I'm not going to get that to happen. All the branches that are left are on that side of the tree, so more than likely that's where I'm going to have it fall. But in pre-planting, I've got a couple of trees here, small ones, junk trees, that I'm going to cut and get out of the way. And one thing that I think people don't realize is you want to give yourself an escape route. If something happens while I'm cutting this tree and it goes opposite or the wrong way or something, you want to be able to get away from that tree. And even if it does go where you want it to go, you want to be able to get away from the butt of that tree, because it could kick out and just come flying at you. So I'm going to make myself take some precautions. I'm not going to do anything that's unsafe. I'm going to give myself an escape route, and I'm going to cut these trees so I got a way to get out of here if something goes wrong. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, here we go. I'm going to cut these two saplings down and make my escape route, and we'll get started. Okay, so I've got those two cut. Move those out of the way so they're not in the way. You don't want the brush hanging around and that tree starts to fall. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my notch. goes that way right where it wants to go. It's going to take me a few minutes, so bear with me here. Okay, we've got it notched. Hopefully that's the way it's going to go. We're ready to go. Perfect. That felt perfect. Okay, as you can see, this tree didn't go all the way to the ground. It got hung up in some smaller saplings up in the crown of it. Okay, so this is where you have to be careful of something snapping back and hitting you. Now I see one little yellow birch tree that's folded over there, and that'll be what is dangerous with this tree, is that breaking off or me cutting it off and then it flying off and whacking me. So I've got to be careful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up in chunks so I can get it out of here with the tractor and the winch. But I'm going to be careful doing it because I don't want any of these small saplings to release and whack me. So I'm going to be careful with that. Let me just show you just for a second here. What I'm talking about in terms of the small saplings. See this yellow birch right here. See the one with the big bend in it? Okay, that's got a lot of tension on it, and if that breaks, or more likely if I cut it off, that's going to have a lot of tension behind it, and it's dangerous. It could whack you. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to cut the butt section off, this big butt section of this tree off first. And then I think I can worry about that smaller yellow birch right here, the one that's so crooked. I'll worry about that in a minute. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to cut a section out of the butt of this tree. See what we've got. This tree I'm not worried about. It's that one over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off. Is too big for my saw to reach all the way through it, so I got to cut it from both sides. Started to pinch right there, so I've got to cut it from beneath it.